Whoa! Whoa! Switch my camera around. Yo, hello everybody. My eyes look pretty red. Pretty as well. Pretty as well. It's one of my nicest features. That's not what I'm gonna talk about. I guess, many people have wondered, Ivan, why did you go to India? Why'd you make such a big move in your life to just pack up everything? Obviously, I planned it ahead of time. You have to get your shots. That's the thing. I don't want to get any disease here. But the thing is, we are very afraid of the unknown, of what we don't know. That is our biggest fear. Your biggest fear is what you don't know, because inside of what the don't know could be the possibility of death. Actually, your biggest fear is death itself. Now, I personally love to go into the unknown. The things that I learn are very much around going into what you could say is occult. And occult sounds like scary and demonic, but it's not. We just create these figures in order to justify why we're not going into the darkness. Now, I see myself as light going inside of darkness. I like to go into the places where you're not supposed to go, right? Because that supposed to not go is only the limitation set by many people. You see, at one level of thinking, we are told we just follow traditions. That's really what it is. We just follow traditions, and because traditions help build society, and that's a fact, because we're sort of sacrificing ourselves for the community, for other people. And that's why we do the whole follow family values and just, follow what your parents say, follow whatever religion they told you. Don't ask questions. Just don't ask questions. Why are you asking all these questions? I don't like people who ask questions. That's what they say. I remember when my sister, she was like, one time she said, "Mom, well, if they say that we were made from Adam and Eve, and then some people say that we evolved from monkeys, well, where are the monkeys in the middle?" And she was asking these things about religion. She was quite young. She was maybe 12 years old, and they were like, no. It was even I was a bit more ignorant, and I was like, stop asking all these questions. You know what I mean? Don't question it. But you see, when we begin to question things, the questions that we have are the unknown, right? And then we have to look for those answers. And by looking for the answers, we begin to go into the darkness. What's the darkness? The darkness can mean many things here. Darkness can mean many things. The darkness can be feminine energy. Feminine energy is darkness. Masculine energy is light, is white energy. I have a lot of feminine energy, for sure. My partner, she has to have tons more feminine energy than me. I'm 4 parts feminine, 6 parts masculine. Essentially what this means is it's like a balance, but it's more masculine. And my partner, she has to be 60% feminine and 40% masculine. But she's pretty fucking, she's fantastic. I love her. She's awesome. So going into the unknown and being unafraid of what's to come. And I think that's been my advantage, because I love the whole idea of I don't know what's next. Surprise me. Now, whenever the surprise comes, then I'm able to judge and say yes or no. But we're judging beforehand. You're judging yourself beforehand. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. You sound like a fool. You sound pathetic. Yes, you can. Or yes, you can't. But you won't know until you go into it. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging your environment. Stop judging the future. Stop judging the past. And begin just experiencing it. And judge once it happens. Not before it happens. Because you're still supposed to judge. You're supposed to judge. Fuck what the Christians say of oh, don't judge anybody. They're the biggest judges. They're judging you the most. They're telling you, they're like, hey, I don't judge anybody. Yes, you do, all the time. You only hang out with Christian friends. Those are your only friends. I'm not saying this is everybody. Let me be clear, this is not a blanket statement where I'm like, everybody in the whole entire world. No, but a large majority of people who tell you that you shouldn't judge are judging. And many of them who say you shouldn't lie are the biggest liars. The biggest liars. And if you tell me right now that you're not a liar, then you're lying right there. I spot through your lies. I see into your darkness. I see into your soul. I see right in the things where you don't want to show people. I have that ability. And I can see that you've been lying. You've been lying to yourself. You've been lying to others. You see, by the time we're 4 years old, we begin to lie. Whenever you turn, what's up, Ezekiel? Whenever you turn 4 years old, that's when you learn to lie. And if you say that you're not a liar, then you're lying right there. And the biggest lies that we say, watch, these are the two biggest lies that your ego plays on you. It says, I don't have time. And it says, I don't have money. Those two things will prevent you from getting anything. You say you want goals. Let's just say some people don't have goals. Let's be honest. Some people don't have goals. But some people have goals, but they're not clear about those goals. And that unclarity leads to just saying like, well, it would be nice if I, lived in a nicer house, or it would be nice if I was healthier. It would be nice if I had relationships where the person actually cared about you and wasn't always trying to change you. It would be nice, of course, but you have to begin changing yourself. But then you say, well, I don't have time to hire a coach because coaches speed up the process like this. Or I don't have time to dedicate myself to it. So instead, I'm going to bury myself in my job. I'm going to bury myself all of my time there on purpose, so that I'm not forced to look over here. And then I'm going to get home and I'm going to turn on the TV and I'm going to watch Netflix for a few hours, or I'm going to go to YouTube and watch a bunch of YouTube videos to purposely distract myself from actually seeing what's going on inside my mind. Because if you actually sat down for 10 minutes, you will begin to see what is going on inside of your mind. It will just begin to come out. But it's so uncomfortable that people are not willing to sit down. Look, I sit down for an hour, and I can sit down for an hour and feel comfortable. But when I began, 30 minutes was painful. 30 minutes was like, I was like, is it almost time? Is it almost over? I just want to get up. I just want to, That was literally me. That's how I felt. But I had to be consistent. I said, what do I want? What is the result that I'm trying to get? Always think that in mind. What is the result? If your result is to be mediocre and to not have what you want, if you purposely don't want to have what you want, then continue to say, I don't have time and I don't have money. Please, I beg you to please continue to say that. Say it. Just say it. Just keep going. Go down that path. Just keep going down your little loser path. Keep going. Now, if you get offended that I called you a loser, then that means that you're lying to yourself. again. Because when I began doing this, I was like, bro, that's how I speak to myself. I call myself bro. I'm like, bro, you're a fucking loser. You're leading off a fucking pathetic life. Now that's not me putting down on myself, because I was already down. What was I supposed to be like? Oh yeah, like me over here, be a loser, like be so like super antisocial, be like gaining so much weight, be like purposeless, and be like look myself in the mirror, look myself in the eye, and say, oh Ivan, you're awesome, you're the best. At least you tried your best. If that was your best, if that was actually your best, then you should not be alive, and you should not be allowed to reproduce. Straight up. But the fact of the matter is, that was not your best, and that was not my best. So I had to be totally, brutally honest with myself and say, Ivan, you're not doing it right. You need to actually begin to go into your darkness. You need to begin accepting things. And by accepting things, that doesn't mean don't do anything. Same thing with patience. Patience doesn't mean don't do anything. It just means begin moving in a direction that's more productive for it, right? So if you need to suffer, it's only because you're holding on to other things that are making you suffer. Listen, when I began working out, it was a lot painful for me to get up and say, you know what? Now I have to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym right now for shit, but I'm going to go. So that was that suffering that had to have happened. Now, I'm not saying you need to suffer. I'm not saying you need to, but I'm saying depending on the level that you're at, you're going to suffer. Now, there's going to be suffering all the time. At every level of life, you will suffer. A life without suffering does not exist. It does not exist. Well, you can say the Buddha said to let go of suffering by letting go of our attachments. Okay? And did you do it? Did you manage to let go of each one of your attachments? Each one of them? Attachments to your appearance? Attachments to your family? Did you manage to do that? If your family died, every single one of them in your family died, and they took your home, and they took all your belongings, all your clothes, your refrigerator, if they took your couches, if they just took everything from your life, would you be okay? Of course not. Of course not. Because we're attached to these things. Now, I personally do not want to live a life without attachment. I don't. Because I'm attaching myself to my ambitions. And my ambitions don't just rely on money. What I'm thinking is like, I'm going to affect the whole world. I'm going to affect the whole entire earth. That's not a joke. That's not an over-exaggeration. It's going to take me a lot of time. And it'll probably have the biggest effect. I'll probably be where I want, like when I'm 50 years old. Oh, I just pictured myself. And I'm just like this super fit 50-year-old guy. You know what I mean? You see, when I think about fitness, I'm not like, oh yeah, I just want to have abs and look sexy or whatever. That my lower self wants that, right? But you have middle self and you have higher self, right? Now my higher self is like, bro, I want you to be a 60-year-old and I want you to have abs. And why do I want to have abs when I'm 60? Because then I'll be able to live past 100. Why do I want to live past 100? Because then I can have the biggest impact on the earth. And at the same time, I get to enjoy my life more. I see, no offense, to some grandparents out there, who are very overweight. Very overweight. It's not bad to be overweight, but I'm talking about, like, that's not normal. That's not normal. You're not supposed to look like that. Okay, but then I also say you're not supposed to, and as well, there's no such thing as any supposed to. Everything is the way that it needs to be. It's perfect just the way it is. But see, perfect does not mean don't change. It's a misconception. It's a misconception. Perfect just means that's the way it needs to be. And it doesn't need to be any other way. Because when I think about it, if we didn't have... Everything is just a cause and effect. Everything is just a cause and effect. And there are causes into the world. Like, let's just say, I don't know, something like sitting down. Or you know what? Let's stick to what I said about you're not supposed to be overweight, like super overweight. You're not. That's, if it wasn't for those people, there wouldn't be. We wouldn't even need gyms in general, actually, because even for fit people, because the gym is where they got fit, right? And the gym is where they were able to maintain that fitness, right? And the thing is, we don't move so much anymore. And we look in countries, I think they call them blue zones. And in the blue zones, people live past 100 all the time. But they don't have gyms. They're not like, oh, yep, 2:30, drinking my protein shake, gotta go to the gym. I'm not saying that it's bad to drink your protein shake. You should drink your protein shake if that's required of you. And you should go to the gym, but these people, they just live in a world where, like, they constantly have to be moving their bodies. Like, every 20 minutes, they're being propelled to get up and move and do something. And it's a lot of manual labor. That's why they stay fit, because it's a lot of manual labor. They rely a lot on their physical bodies to survive. Now, we're no longer there. Let's just say, like, a majority of the world, we're not there. Well, actually, I take that back. Actually, I do take that back. A lot of people are relying on physical labor to survive, whether it be like carpentry or landscaping, or sweeping homes, or cleaning houses, or personal trainers, whatever. Like, there's a lot of people who rely on their bodies to actually survive. By survival, I mean have an income, right? But actually, we live now in a world where you can make money off of your phone. You can go and work for a tech company. You can just sit down at the computer, and that's all you do. Like, most jobs are now like, sit down, I'm sitting down, and I get to work, right? So that's the reason we have gyms now. We wouldn't need gyms if we were always moving, but we're not always moving. So that's why you go to the gym, to be able to express and let go of that energy that you kind of been holding on to throughout the day, and it just helps you out, right? Wow, I'm realizing I have like a very complex and like a whole philosophy around fitness and the gym. It's very, very important. I think I need to include it in my book. I've just been thinking about a lot of things to put in my book. You know what I just realized right now? I should just write about the mind, body, soul, because that's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. You see, let me begin now talking about evolution. Who knows what I was even talking about at the beginning of this, but who cares? Because you're not paying me. If you were paying me, I'm more linear. If you were paying me, I have entire structures laid out. I have structures laid out for letting go of things like pain, trauma, unworthiness. I have structures that I created, processes that I created for eliminating procrastination, right? Now I have a whole other process specifically for establishing goals, how to actually know what you want your goals to be, right? which is different from the procrastination one. I'd say get the goal one first if you actually want to work with me. The goal one is only $50. The I'll tell you if you actually want to know. Actually, you know what? If you actually want to know, message me. I'm not gonna tell you the prices here because they're gonna scare you. They're just gonna scare you because you don't know what the value that I'm giving is. And it's, if I tell you, I'm not gonna. This is not one of the numbers. But if I tell you 2,000, you're like, oh, that's too much. No, I don't want to end procrastination. I don't care. 2,000 is not worth 2,000. But you don't even know what I'm giving you. You don't even know the process. I'll tell you exactly what was gonna happen to you. I'll tell you. The benefits are crazy. You'll just stop living so much in your lower self. Stop living so much in your, oh, maybe not. Stop living so much in fear. Do I look like I'm living in fear? I've moved to London, never visited. I moved to India, never visited. Now, these aren't like neighboring countries. These are like, I have like no establishment there. I don't know how I'm gonna get around. But see, I stopped living in fear of dumb things. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fear. There's a snake right here. I'm gonna be fearful. And I'm gonna have to get up, but then I'm gonna have to kill it. If there's something trying to hurt you, you should fear the thing that's trying to hurt you, but only in the beginning of it. You should only fear it in the beginning, and then take control and say, well, now I'm not going to fear it, and I'm going to take some action to move towards a goal. Because if you're just living in fear, you're just running away. You're living in reaction to the thing. And then we have to move into courage. Well, first, yeah, there's different levels. There's different levels. If you sign up to one of my programs, I'll tell you the levels of consciousness and how to move from grief and to fear. I'll explain like all the things like love. I'll tell you what the true meaning of love is. Well, really, we'll get you to the level of love. The level of love is actually one of the highest vibrating frequencies in the world. We think about your heart when it comes to love, right? Why? Because in your heart, it's associated with your heart chakra, right? There's actually more nerves going through the heart than there are going through the brain. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that actually? Now, this is actually proven by the Math Institute of Science, or Heart Science, something like that. That's like the actual fact. So, let me explain to you something about your body. Your body is a whole different, it's like a whole different soul. It's like a whole different organism. It's crazy. Like, think about this. Hold your breath. This is something one of my mentors, 𝗓𝒐 has taught me. 𝗓𝒐 taught me. He said, hold your breath and try to stop your heart. Do it. You can't. You can't. Not even for one heartbeat can you stop your heart from pumping blood. Could you stop your cells from growing? Just say, stop growing. No. You can't. Could you tell your hair to stop growing? No, you can't. You can't. You could stop eating. The only way to end it is to literally kill the machine. Just like smash the computer. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. It's like your brain is like the program that you put in, right? And that no, it's not the program. It's not the program. So there's hardwiring, and then there's soft something. Son of a bitch. Whatever. I'll move on. So let's just say there's like the components. You call it the soft part, but that's like That's like what's it. Let's say you have a USB. The USB is the hard part, and the soft part is what goes inside the USB, right? So your soul is like the soft part, and your body is like the hard part of the computer. Now you can take out the soft part from the computer, but then you won't have a computer. You'll be useless. It'll just be like a machine that's there. You wouldn't even be able to turn it on, because it actually needs to run on a system for it to turn on. It would just be like empty. It would just be empty. Like if you, so that's how your body is. Your body's like the hard part of the computer, right? Now, the only way to end like the whole like growing hair and cut your heartbeat is to just kill the machine. That would be to kill the body. So now that you have this understanding, I want you to actually begin to speak to your body. If your leg is hurting, I want you to say, "Hey leg, hello, it's just checking on you. I just want to send you some love. I want to send you some positive vibes. I hope you're doing better." Because your leg is not you. Your leg is like a whole different thing outside of you. If you're feeling pain in your heart, speak to your heart. If you have a headache, speak to your head. Speak to your head. God. Oh, that's such a powerful statement. That's such a powerful statement. That's such a powerful statement. I'm so emotional. I'm an emotional being. And I'm okay with that. Because we're supposed to be, there's no supposed to, my bad. We are emotional creatures first, and then logical creatures. Now, I've been taught to not express my emotions, unless my emotions were, actually I've been told to not express all of my emotions. I've been told not to express my anger. I've been told not to express my laughter. Because when I laugh, I want to laugh. I want to, I just want to let it all out. But we're told, don't be so loud. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. Don't be too happy. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to be? You want me to just, I can, That's how people get when they're suppressing themselves so much. That's why part of what I teach is expression. How to express yourself. How to let it go. Because when it comes to expression, it comes to saying how you feel and tapping into how you actually... Think about this. When you feel, what's actually a feeling? What is a feeling? Where do you feel the feeling inside of your body? How does that feeling feel as it moves through your body? When we become ultra aware of ourselves, we're literally able to feel emotions, where they are in the body, and how they move in the body. Right? And then when you're able to do that, you're actually able to control energy. I control energy all the time. Got it in my hands. And this isn't like, energy. No, this is literally like I control energy in my hands, depending what kind of energy I want to make it. If I want to heal somebody, I'll make it white light, and I'll send it out to them. There's a process. But I'm actually not going to tell you that, because you're most likely, many people are not ready. If you actually care about knowing that, I will literally tell you. I will tell you how to do it. Like the exact process that you need to learn, step by step, that I used to learn. Now, you say, well, Ivan, you probably learned it somewhere else. I learned some of it somewhere else. I'm not going to lie about that. Of course I did. Of course. But see, the same way like you go to a professor, you go to a university, and you ask them to teach you how to do it, how to do whatever it is you want to do, teching, engineering, doctor. They didn't invent that information. They're just teaching you how. They're just teaching you. But most of these professors, they don't even know how to teach. Now, I may be speaking like this, and sometimes I can get very aggressive, sometimes I can get very kind, sometimes I can get very, you know, I can get, you know, like, very, like, so happy that I want to cry. That's kind of how I do my coaching sometimes, but I always begin with a sense of empathy. Empathy means tapping into that person's body. What is it that they need? Now, before, if you would have done a coaching session with me, I would have gone like more so into what I thought I needed, right? But because I've been studying consciousness so much, there's a direction that consciousness moves into, literally. There's step by step in the direction that consciousness moves into, and you need something different for each level. I know that now, and I know all of them. So that's why I said I can look right into you. I can look into people. It's my power, it's my gift. I'm a superhuman. I'm literally a superhuman. I have superpowers. I kid you not. I can create a ball of energy and put it on your head, and you will feel it inside of you. You'll literally feel it move through your whole body. I literally fight off negative energies all the time. All the time. Now I call them negative because they're of a lower frequency than the one that I want. That's just my definition of negative. Damn, I swear, I give people so much value. So much value. I swear. I have, like, you'll probably think that I'm being cocky. I'm just like, I like to acknowledge myself. Is it wrong to acknowledge yourself? Tell me. Have you been conditioned? Is that what they told you? Don't think so highly of yourself? So you're allowed to say, oh man, I'm broke. Oh man, I'm a loser. I feel so stupid. Oh, that was kind of dumb of me to say. But you're not allowed to say, yo, I'm amazing. I have unmatched intelligence. My confidence is unmatched. Are you not allowed to say that? Man, I'm so rich. I'm so rich. I have so much money. Oh no, but if you say that, you're gonna be bragging. Oh, people are gonna think that you're bragging. Fuck them. Fucking losers. Not you. The people who made those assessments, judgments, forced you into that way of thinking. I'll tell you, I truly have unmatched intelligence. Truly, truly. Now, a lot of people that are my age, they really dislike me. They really dislike me. Because they wish, I'm 21 years old. I'm literally 21 years old. And people, this is a joke that I play with people. I play a mind game on them because it helps me read how they think about me. I'll tell them, how old do you think I am? And they'll say, 26. And I'll be like, more. 27? More. 30? More. 33. Yeah, actually I'm 33. I just exfoliate daily. That's the trick. And I eat very healthy. And they're like, oh, wow. And I'll be like, got you. But in my head, I'm able to think, to make them, to see where they would scale me. And people assume you're older based on the knowledge. People get, like, if I'll meet people, they're like, I'm on the plane or whatever, we're talking and they're like, I don't know, let's say 20, 26 or whatever, and they think I'm their age. Or if I'm like, oh, I got it now. I got it. So people put you in the place where they see value, right? So according to that age. So if it's a girl, she might place you like a few years older than her just because that's where she sees value, right? That's what. If it's a dude, he'll usually think like my age, whatever that age is. Or if he's like very older, let's say he's like 36, he might say like he'll put like if he's like very like middle aged in a way. What's middle age? 30? Would you say? That sucks. I would say middle age is like 50. Middle age is like 50 to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking to live to 100. That's not a joke. And I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to do it. Not because I'm saying it, but because I'm saying it and I'm being it. I'm doing the things that are going to lead me to live past 100. I promise you. I promise you. Many people on Facebook will die before I die. Many people younger than me will die before I die. I promise you. Gosh, I swear, I'm so powerful. I'm so powerful. I'm incredibly powerful. Do not get in my way or you will be crushed. You will literally be crushed. I promise you. I swear to you. You're either with me or you're not with me. Now, that might seem like a very dualistic way of thinking. But for many things, you do have to be dualistic. Dualistic just means it's black or white, and there's no gray area. And the fact of the matter is that there is actually gray area. But the way I'm thinking about it now is like, if this is my purpose is not me. Let me just be clear. My purpose is not me. It's just a path. You got that? So, if I'm on this path, and my path is about world, it's about the whole world. I have the whole world in mind for my path. Not just my neighborhood, not just my country, not just my town, my whole world. Okay? Now, if you're not helping me or doing something that is about helping other people, then you're not in my path. And you go against me. Now, you don't have to know me to either be with me or not with me. You could be, I don't know, you could be doing charity work somewhere. You can go, like, but actual charity work, not where you're trying to convert people, but actual charity work. And charity work can be being a doctor. That's charity work in a way. You don't have to give it away for free, but you're doing a public service, right? Thing that's gonna help the people. Now, if you're doing that, I don't know you, but you're with me, right? So that's how I think about it. So in a way, it's you're with me, you're not with me, but it's an expanded version. You gotta be macro thinking. Think big, super big, super big, super big. My problem is I have trouble with the smaller parts, with the smaller thinking, with the details, the micro. That's not my strength. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean I don't gotta work on it. Because for now, I do have to work on it because I don't have a team. So, well, the way I do have a team. But they're more like guides. They're not going to do the work for me. They're just like other people that I pay to teach me. And they're not going to do the work for you. You know what I mean? And I can't afford, and like, it's like nobody can do the work for me. That's the thing. I have to be the one. It's like I have to be the one that puts it down on paper, puts it down on my computer. Nobody can just be like, yo, let me stick a USB into your ear and pull out the information, plug it into my computer. It's there. It's my job to actually do it. It's your job to do whatever it is you need to be doing. If you hire a personal coach, they're going to tell you what you do, what you need to do. They're going to tell you why you're not. Well, like a personal trainer, the one that does physical work, they're just going to tell you what you need to do. For me, I'll tell you, where are your limiting beliefs? Why are you thinking that way? Not only will we find them, we'll find the ones that you didn't know were there. We'll take the ones that you thought were facts, and we'll make those, we'll destroy them. We'll destroy them. Those limiting beliefs, I'll destroy them. And then we're going to replace them with new beliefs. We're going to create a whole new personality around you. Because your personality is always changing. It's malleable. It's malleable means changeable. Give you a personality that serves you. We're going to create beliefs that serve you. Serve you. Is it jealous to serve you? You should damn right be jealous. You should. I'm sorry, wait. That's the wrong word. Not jealous. Selfish. Selfish. Should you be selfish? To a degree. To a degree. If I was entirely selfless, I'd give away every single penny as soon as I had it. I wouldn't be able to grow my pennies into dollars and my dollars into hundreds and able to buy schools, make schools. If you're entirely selfless, as soon as you get it, you give it away. But that's not what you do. Because you got to go buy yourself some food. And you got to go buy yourself some clothes. You're going to get cold. Or it's too hot. I got to buy myself clothes that are not hot. Now, I hope at this point you're beginning to see how complex this is. How complex. Very, very complex. I don't even, how long have I even been speaking? You put me on, what does it say? Hold on. I just look. For 41 minutes. God! I swear! Feels like 20 minutes. Feels like 20 minutes to me. I lose track of time doing this. I swear, man, I'm only hitting the tip of the iceberg. I'm only hitting the tip of the iceberg. As much as I'm giving out, I should say. But I give out tons and tons. Tons and tons. Go to my podcast. Listen to that. The Better Man podcast. Just go to Google. You'll find it. Go to Spotify. You'll find it. Go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. You'll find it. On the Better Man podcast, we give so much knowledge, but we make it fun, so incredibly fun. It's not like a lecture. These can be more like lectures because it's just me talking. But if you go to the Better Man podcast, you'll literally find it. I don't even know if anybody's even willing to sit down and just like be here for 41 minutes with me. Very unlikely. 10 maybe. 5 to 10 sounds like the range. Sounds like the range. I'm sure there was like one or two. Those are very rare. And the same way that there's very rare, extremely high level thinkers, you know, there's also very rare people that is gonna go home and watch this all the way till it's like 45 minutes. I don't know. I could keep going. I could literally just keep going. But I'm not. So be the best. Forget the rest. Our resilience. Ice Nation, baby.